process that we're going to be using is called the Problem Solving Conference.
It's totally different from last year.
What do you mean? What was last year's?
You can spend it, come back to school, no problem.
Oh, it's just party. Yeah. Anyhow. So we have, this was what was written up yesterday. Have you read it?
Huh?
Have you read this yet?
No.
So it just says staff has witnessed Muhammad slapped another student. Okay.
Okay.
Now, you said that the other student had hit you too, and he
Yes.
admitted to it, so he has the fair and equal consequence, and he's going to have the same meeting. Okay?
Alright.
Any questions about that? It's just straightforward.
No questions.
Alright, so let's take a look here. Notice, what do you think I noticed yesterday that really called alarm to the situation?
I backhand somebody.
Yeah. Okay, so I saw that, and so immediately you come down here, we get your statement, and then Bosch is like, all right, get that other student. So we got the other student. You know, that's pretty much how we go through the process. So the issue, or naming it, would be what? What would be the problem?
Hurting him.
Okay. Well, and in this case, you didn't really hurt him.
Yeah.
It's considered play fighting, so it doesn't necessarily have to hurt him. So the problem, or the thing that had broken our agreement, or our social contract, would be what?
Cares.
Cares. In what part? Cooperation, assertion, responsibility, empathy, or self-control?
Self-control.
Self-control. Perfect. So you understand what? Why did that break our contract? What's the social contract say?
I shouldn't hit somebody.
Because why?
It's against the rules.
It's against the rules, but why is hitting somebody against the rules?
It's going to escalate to violence.
Yes, and then violence, or a little kid could be walking by and say, hey, who's Mohammed, the coolest kid in the world, my big idol, my role model. Okay, so that's huge. Alright, next one. Alternatives, what could we have done differently? You know, because he's going to come up to you, stand up, he's going to come up to you, say, down the hall, he's going to go like this, he's going to slap you, he's going to pat you in the head. What do you, I expect you to run into this. It's going to happen. I'm real like that. I get that. But you can't interact. You can't be like, you know what, just knock it off. Alright, you guys can play like that outside of school. You can't do it here. So if I come up to you and I'm batting you in the head, what are you going to say to me?
Get off me.
Dude, knock it off, okay? You guys can be friends. Or you could be like, hey, save it till after school. You know, and you can joke around. I'll show you then. You know, that's fine. You guys can play, you guys can have fun, but you can't have contact, okay? This is a school we have little kids running around. Now, if it gets serious, if he comes up and he's like, he's ticked, and he slaps you in the back of the head.
I'm gonna punch him.
Okay, yeah, right. Okay, an alternative would be what?
Run away.
The picture that came to my head was you running away with your tail tucked between your legs. That's not the case. I understand. Take for instance, when I was at 4th of July last year, did I tell you the story? 4th of July last year, I was driving my wife outside of the middle of fireworks. We were leaving. There's a guy in the middle of the road, drunk and bottling. He's just like 19. I honked the horn at him, turned around, threw his beer at my car, kicked my bumper, bashed my window. So I opened up the door so that he didn't break the window. He just hit it, and I said, "Knock it off." And he postured. Okay, I could have went popped it. I could have done that, but I would have lost my job. I probably would have had a busted tooth because he would have came back at me. You know, it would have been in the news. I would have had a fine, probably jail time. But instead, I get in my car, I lock it, I call the cops. I report him. He has to deal with the fine. He has to deal with the consequences. And you know what? It might be like running away with my tail tucked between my legs, but I'm protecting me. Okay? It's not that save face thing that you're going to run into. You don't have to save face. That's like streets. Alright? This is a school. You're supposed to feel comfortable. So, strategies. What would your strategy be?
Knock it off.
Knock it off. Knock it off. You could just walk away. You don't have to run away. You walk away and just be like, hey, I noticed Fred's having a difficult time. Could you talk to him today? He did this to me. To a teacher. Or you could even have a friend. Okay? Because Fred has good friends. Just be like, hey, could you tell Fred just to knock it off? He went too far today. There's always strategies. There's always a way of getting around it. I have conversations like this with parents all the time. Parents say, well, if my son gets hit, I want him to hit back. Okay, I get that, but the only way you can look out for yourself is to do what I did. Protect yourself. Just call. Get away. Lock the door. So, my hope there is what the agreement is to try what? What are you going to try to do next time?
Assertion.
Assertion. An assertion, the definition of being assertive is what?
Like, being assertive.
Okay. If I come up and I say, you need to rob that car, am I being assertive?
Sort of ish.
It is. If I come up and I say, dude, you shouldn't swear, little kids are going to hear, is that being assertive?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's positive and negative assertiveness. Okay. So my agreement for you to try is to be assertive, but positively. And you can be friends and be assertive, but you got to protect yourself too down the road. So practice. What if Fred does come up and slap you in the head?
Dude, don't do that again.
Yeah, knock it off. How about on the street? Someone comes up to you, punches your window of your car, okay, about to bust it. What are you gonna do?
He's on bad and beat him with it.
Yeah. Why? Because that's the save face. That's that street mentality. But where does it lead you?
Prison.
Yeah. So big picture, is it really worth it?
I could do a citizen's arrest.
That's kind of scary though too.
I don't know how to do that.
I wouldn't either. That's putting yourself out there. Okay. Just call the police. Okay. Here in the hall, you're gonna get batted. You're gonna get pushed. They're gonna want to play. Protect yourself. Okay. So in a week, we'll check in.
Okay.
Just see how we're doing. Then Mom's coming this afternoon. I'll chat with her for a little bit. But this conference is more or less a prep. So then when we sit down with Mom, we can talk about what you're gonna do instead.
Alright.
Alrighty? Cool. Alright, you can go ahead and step out. Cindy is waiting up in front, and then I'll walk with you back to
Were
class.
you, with meeting with those Lupus stuff? The requirements and stuff? Like the suspension started yesterday?
Oh,
Am I even a part of that? or-
I don't know. You have to talk to, who is it, Miss Herrera?
Mr. Rest class. I
Malik?
wasn't there.
Who leads it?
No, I really don't know.
If it's, I think your suspension will be written down for Monday, so I think you're pretty good.
Uh,
So Tuesday, sorry.